I want to show you guys how to secure the static end of your webbing. Let's say you don't have a nice line lock like this, or maybe you're in the park and you've already set up one line and you're trying to make do with the extra webbing that you have. You don't have enough gear to make it like you normally would. This can let you set up another primitive line, maybe a rodeo line. This is absolutely not suitable for long lines or high lines, but it is a nice trick. Lets you get away with using less gear, and it's releasable. So if you don't have much tension on your slackline, you can detension really quickly and easily and get out if, let's say, it got dark or it started raining on you. So this is based on a regular girth hitch, where you might make it by putting your tail through your shackle. It goes around itself on the front, and then the tail goes through underneath. And as this knot gets tighter, this part of the webbing cinches down on the tail and it holds pretty well. But this gets super, super tight. And if you want this to be releasable and easy, I recommend you make this releasable. To do that, you're going to need to give yourself some extra webbing so that you have a long tail to work with. And like before, you're going to pass it around the front and then up through the back of your shackle. But now, instead of putting the whole tail through, you just take a bite, an extra loop, you pass that through. Pull it tight like you would before, cinch it down, and you've got yourself a knot that is perfect for a rodeo line or a primitive setup. I've had this knot brake tested at about 1,000 pounds on regular nylon webbing, so it's definitely suitable for the park. And when you're done, you take that tail and you pull it back through and release your slackline. Now, it is really important that since it is so easy to release, you give yourself a good bit of tail, and the bite itself, the part that sticks out the front, isn't very close to the knot either. You want to have a good bit of extra on either end of this knot so that while you're tensioning, it doesn't accidentally pull through on you. One nice thing about the releasable girth hitch is that you can use it to make an adjustable tree anchor out of regular webbing, which also doubles as a soft release. I'll show you how that works. To start, take the end of your webbing, make an overhand on a bite, clip that into your anchor, whether it's a carabiner or shackle, and now pass the rest of your webbing around your tree. I like to double up on my webbing because it takes some of the tension off of these knots that I'm using. I also like to have my main line be the weak point in the system so that if anything goes flying, it's just soft nylon. So now that I'm back around the other side, this is when I can adjust this anchor. If I want it closer to the tree or further away, I have that slack to do that. I'm shooting for a nice 90-degree angle here between my two strands of webbing so that I don't have extra tension on this shackle. But you can also have less than 90 degrees, and that'll be safe too. To put the releasable girth hitch on, start by making a loop. Put that loop over the shackle. And just like before, we're going to take that tail, make a bite, and put that bite underneath our piece of webbing that goes across. You want to have a good bit of extra on either side so the knot doesn't slip accidentally. And here you have your anchor. I tend to tuck this tail underneath the carabiner like this, or the shackle, that is. So now let's say you're done slacklining, you're ready to go home, and you want to use this as a soft release. All you have to do is take that tail and pull the knot through, and now this end is free to start releasing tension, and you've got the entire tree giving you friction to help you release the tension of your slackline. It's really important that if you do this, you are using tree protection so that the friction of this webbing on the bark doesn't start tearing off the bark of the tree.